Good morning. You are listening to Instant Breakfast New Brunswick on CHSR Radio 97.9 FM. I am your host, John Heinstein, on this frigid Thursday morning, back after a short hiatus, because, of course, the show must go on. In my absence, there has been an abundance of wicked new music released, and I can't wait to spin these tunes. We're going to start out with Brandon Arnold, who just released a new album. He's a Tobic First Nation man, Tobic First Nation near Perth Andover. He's living now in Fredericton, and you might know him as a founding member of the New Brunswick, Nova Scotia hip-hop act, City Natives. He goes by the handle Ill Funds. City Natives has won 14 awards, including a 2014 and a 2015 East Coast Music Award for Aboriginal Recording of the Year. And they've also won Single of the Year and Best Group at the 2015 Indigenous Music Awards. They've toured extensively across Canada, including with Raekwon from the Wu-Tang Clan. So this is his debut solo album. It's called A Leo's Dream, and it's been produced by a variety of well-known hip-hop names, including Classified, Giuliano, Beats, who is also a member of City Natives, DNA, Old Self. This is a great new album, very politically potent, very slick production, just kind of jumps right at you, and it does that right from the very first track, which is an open letter to Justin Trudeau that's called Empowered, and there's no hold bars there. Unfortunately, not playable on the radio, so we're going to play another track, Product of the East. Let's listen to that. Brandon Arnold from A Leo's Dream, Product of the East.
East Coast stand up, yeah. Y'all know the name. Brandon Arnold in the building. City Native representative.
I'm a true school cat and I'm proud of that.
Hey Beats, what up, man?
Oh yeah.
I'ma let that shit ride.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Yo, the only thing I've been good at was making money. That's why I think it's funny when people try to say I'm bummy. Young native wearing the crown, I dare you take it from me. Making so many moves, I got my haters saying nothing. Every day it's sunny, even when it's raining and my days are muddy. I remain gully, probably want nobody on my reservation praying for me. They don't wanna see a native make it, rather see me fake it cause they hate to love me. All that hatred just makes me hungry. This ain't an earthquake, but we about to shake the country. Trying to find a native like me, but there ain't nobody. Yup, I got my enemies afraid to study. You know that we the shit, boy. Always making big noise. Money going way up like a Bitcoin. Use rap to employ. Yeah, I know. That's why I do this for my kids, boy.
The world's most underrated, the greatest of all time. Can't no one debate it.
Whole crew feel the same as me. How could you ignore something so plain to see?
Don't make me have to call your name out, but I'm the nicest rapper out, dude. That's what you said.
The way I paint pictures with these hip-hop scriptures. Flow so properly, ain't no stopping
Yeah, a lot of these whack natives claiming they do it better than me. I think it's time I give them a taste of their own medicine. Haters knocking, I'ma let them in and settle it. With a metal blade, I do it just to benefit my etiquette. I'll never quit, too clever when I put together every hit. It's never been a human, it's amusing since Edison. Keep it moving like I'm pedaling. With music, I'm the genesis. Always keep it genuine. Put me on a pedestal, I am just incredible. Give me an opponent and I'll chew them like an edible. Y'all can lick a testicle, pay credit where credit's due. Your flow is not acceptable. My team is here ahead of you. My ammunition's limitless. Listen while I'm kicking this, I'll dominate my enemies. Freestyle or written shit. Deep down I'm Indian, hyped up off adrenaline. I dare you say my name again, I'm better than I ever been.
The world's most underrated, the greatest of all time. Can't no one debate it.
Whole crew feel the same as me. How could you ignore something so plain to see?
Don't make me have to call your name out, but I'm the nicest rapper out, dude. That's what you said. The way I paint pictures with these hip-hop scriptures. Flow so properly, ain't no stopping me. 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 Ain't no stopping me.
Wow, that was Brandon Arnold from A Leo's Dream, tune called Product of the East. What a great way to start the morning out, wake you up. Next, we've got a tune from Matt Boudreau, who's living in Moncton now, originally from Petit Rocher. He just came out with a new album from 2018 called Goeland, which roughly translates to seagull or gull. We played a demo version of one of his tunes earlier this year. He had an EP, a demo EP out, played a tune called Carl Carmoni, which was a great tune about a popular Quebec TV series, which was a mini golf competition, kind of an early version of reality TV, I suppose you would say. And that was a really great tune, and now that his new album is out, you can really see how he's built out on that basic story-driven folk rock. He's got that great baritone voice, very poetic lyrics, and a sense of humor in a lot of the lyrics. So we're going to listen to a tune off of this new album called 800 Kilometers, or 800 Kilomètres, because he is a French New Brunswick artist. And 800 Kilometers is a song about leaving Montreal on the train, traveling to, I think, Petit Rocher, and I had to Google distances in Google Maps to find this out. So Moncton's a little bit farther than 800 kilometers. I thought maybe Edmundston, a little bit too close, but Petit Rocher, according to Google Maps, is 800 kilometers from Montreal. So this is a song about feeling nostalgic as you're hopping onto the train, pulling out on your way back home. Here we go. Matt Boudreau from Goeland, 800 kilometers.
J'ai vu Montréal disparaître. Le train roulait à contre-cœur pour fuir de toi vers une autre gare, vers nulle part. Rendu au village, j'avais rien à faire. J'ai perdu mon temps à gamer puis boire. Je faisais les back roads tard dans la nuit pour oublier tout ce que tu m'as dit, tout ce que tu étais. Montréal, tu m'as crissé dans le canal. J'ai le corps qui gèle sur les aboiteaux. La tête dans l'eau. À quelques centaines de kilomètres, y'a Montréal qui fait la fête. Ma tête qui tourne à pleine vapeur pour fuir de toi dans ma mémoire. Fait frais t'asseoir dans mon petit cœur, puis au bord de la mer. C'est toujours hiver. Y'a pas un joint, y'a pas de bouteille qui me fera oublier qu'au réveil, je m'ennuie de toi pareil. Montréal, tu m'as crissé dans le canal.
That was Matt Boudreau with 800 km off of his brand new album, Goeland. A lot of strong tunes on that album. You should go to his Bandcamp site and take a listen. So next we have a very interesting collaboration by the name of Pallmer. They're from Fredericton. Just came out with an EP in 2018, and they are Emily Kennedy, who plays cello and sings, and Mark Klein, who plays the viola. So this is an interesting fusion of classical music and folk. What they say on their website is Pallmer occupies the small space between contemporary chamber music and songwriting, a blend of classical and indie music. They create ethereal soundscapes that cradle smooth amber vocals. The pair uses poetic lyrics and simple song structures to craft a sound mosaic of contentment, melancholy, and introspection. So it's really interesting sonic experiment. There's a lot of classical harmonies. There's definitely a folk, bit of a new age spiritual influence. And they also make use of a lot of extended techniques with their instruments. That is, for example, scraping the bow across the strings. And you'll hear that at the beginning of this song, which is also called Blocking Time. So let's jump right into it. Listen to the beginning, get some interesting scraping bow across the strings and some beautiful classical influences and folk-like vocals.
You were quiet, you held yourself in buses and cities and people spinning in circles, watching, waiting, blocking time. How does a moment feel as it passes by? I'm growing tighter, juggling all these things. Rain smearing evening drives, long lists and mornings are tired. In buses and cities and people spinning in circles,
That was Pallmer from their brand new EP, Blocking Time, with a song called Blocking Time. Next, we've got a neat new entry into the musical canon of New Brunswick. It's a collaboration this time between Owen Steele from St. Andrews and Motherhood from Fredericton. Motherhood, of course, is Penelope Stevens, Bryden Crane, and Adam Sipkima. Owen is just a fantastic guitar player. He's got really interesting lyrics, I think a great sense of melody, and just overall a really good songwriter. I would recommend that everyone listen to his first album, excellent album called Et al. Now, if you take that approach and you infuse some motherhood weirdness, you get this really tasty recipe, some really off-kilter, folksy tunes. Let's jump right into this. The name of the album is Owen Steele and the Mighty Mums, and we're going to listen to a tune called Newfangled Celebration.
Hold back her hair while she chucks over the rail. Feed the doggy down at the gas station. Follow your nose toward the sweet scent of tail. A day in the life, newfangled celebration. Listen to music at the Pentecostal church. Hearing voices but seeing nobodies. Light a match just to watch it burn. A day in the life without a hobby. In the life without a hobby. Hold back her hair while she chucks over the rail. Feed the doggy down at the gas station.
That was Owen Steele and Motherhood collaborating on an album called Owen Steele and the Mighty Mums with a tune called Newfangled Celebration. Really dig that tune. I think Owen Steele and Mike Trask would be a very natural collaboration. I would like to hear an album that the two of them put out because I think they share a lot of similarities in songwriting approach and just general excellence. Now we're going to go to Halifax, but a band fronted by a Fredericton musician, very well known in the area, named Tom Easley. And Tom Easley, of course, was the bass player for the iconic Fredericton group Hot Toddy, together with Joel LeBlanc and Tom Swift, and they won multiple East Coast Music Awards, Maple Blues winner, toured all over Canada, the States, and Europe, and had a very, very long run. See them every year at the Harvest Jazz and Blues Festival. Well, Tom is in Halifax now, and he's been playing music constantly. He's faculty member at Nova Scotia Community College's music arts program. He's also part-time faculty for the St. FX jazz degree program, which is a school that he attended. So he has a jazz background. Over the years, he's been involved in many musical collaborations. Relatively recently, he was a member of the award-winning group 9 Steps, which had pianist Bill Stevens and Jeff Arsenault. But now, his latest project is a much more personal project because it's his own music writing. This is what he says about the album. He says, "I'm hoping that this recording reflects the experience of my younger self and pulls all that into my present self, who in a lot of ways is much more settled. I feel like this project has sort of brought me to a place where I'm a better place creatively. I have been parts of many great projects and a sideman to a lot of great acts, but this is all of my own material, and this is the first time that I have been all of me." So he's fronting this jazz band with Gordie Haley, also from Fredericton, a tremendous guitar player and a proponent of playing the most experimental music you possibly can. There was a kind of a cult band out of Fredericton called the Exploding Meat that he was a founding member of way back when, in the 80s, I believe. Second guitarist also, Kevin Brunkhorst. So there's a bit of a battle of the guitars happening in every song, and then Mark Adams on the drum. So this is jazz, more jazz fusion, I guess. If you like someone like, say, Bill Frisell, you'll really like this stuff. So it's got a classic jazz basis, but there's also a lot of groove-based jazz kind of mixed in, some rock, some folk, and you get a lot of non-standard jazz tones, a lot of dirty guitar and hypnotic grooves, a little bit of psychedelia. We're going to listen to a tune called Old Tree. Name of the album, by the way, The Starting Point versus the Steep Decline. Fantastic album, front to back. So here we go. Tom Easley Quartet. That was Old Tree by the Easley Quartet from their 2018 album, The Starting Point versus the Steep Decline. So we're going to move to Quartet next with Cedric Vieno with his new 2018 album, La Session Bruxelloise, which is the Brussels session. I believe that he actually recorded this in Brussels. He spent a lot of time in Europe in his songwriting. This guy, I think, is one of the better songwriters in New Brunswick. He's got a very literary folk rock approach, very poetic, very introspective, but it's always wrapped in a really, really good song. And of course, because of that, he's won a couple of SOCAN Awards, Song and Album of the Year at the Music New Brunswick Awards in 2014, couple of ECMAs. We're going to listen to a tune called Mary-Katherine, which is, I think, a song about the uncertainty of love, the double nature of it. He's got lyrics in there, Tu m'attires autant que tu me fais peur, which means you scare me as much as you attract me. So he's accompanied on this tune by Alice Perret on voice and keys. Lovely little tune. A little bit weird. That's kind of what I like. So let's listen to this. Cedric Vieno, Mary-Katherine.
Mary-Katherine, Mary-Katherine, t'as la face ronde. Mary-Katherine, Mary-Katherine, tu m'attires autant que tu me fais peur. C'est dans tes yeux, ça brille comme trop, c'est pas normal. Non, 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 non. Mary-Katherine, Mary-Katherine, t'as les jambes longues. Mary-Katherine, Mary-Katherine, je sais qu'il t'arrive de traverser des murs. C'est dans tes yeux, c'est comme trop clair, c'est pas normal. Non, 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 non. Mary-Katherine, Mary-Katherine, t'as les mains grandes. Marie-Katherine, Marie-Katherine, l'univers commence au bout de tes ongles. C'est dans tes yeux, on voit trop loin, c'est pas normal. Non, 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 non. Marie-Katherine, Marie-Katherine, t'as le ventre rond. Qu'est-ce que t'as fait, Marie-Katherine, pour avoir le droit de jouer au fantôme? C'est dans tes yeux, ça crie trop fort, c'est pas normal.
That was Cedric Vieno from La Session Bruxelloise with a tune called Mary-Katherine. I just heard from one of our listeners who saw the Easley Quartet play at Wilser's Pub in Fredericton and said the show was absolutely mind-blowing. And if you get a chance to see them play live, then you're very rarely going to hear jazz of that caliber in New Brunswick or the Atlantic provinces. So I would recommend that you If you have the opportunity, take it. So next we've got a couple of new singles that just came out from St. John Band, Little You, Little Me, one of them called Evader and another one called Bros. They just released those a few weeks ago. Little You, Little Me is kind of a rock band, I guess, rock pop, really raw, and it's got, to me, an underlying punk sensibility. Got some really heavy riffs, some solid harmonies, great dynamics, a little bit of weirdness thrown into the mix. They cite Eric's Trip and Thrush Hermit as influences. What they say on their website is, Little You, Little Me utilizes loud guitars to express their dissatisfaction with a lack of rock and roll in the diet of youths, which may result, if not soon treated, in a rise of fat, mindless pop children. Hear, hear. So Little You, Little Me is Gavin Downs on guitars and vocals and synthesizers, Corey Bonnevie on guitars, vocals and synthesizers, Jeffrey Smith on bass and vocals, and Michael Milburn on drums. So we're going to listen to Bros, just released, not on an album, just a single, an excellent one. Here we go.
What you just said can't be unheard, 'cause it's already happened. You're bringing me down, we're not the same. It's already happened. A creature like you, cut me down, cut me down, cut me down, cut me down. I can't be seen next to you. A creature like you, Philistine, 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 Philistine. I won't be seen next to you. Next to you. No, not you. You've gotta feel some pain, what you are, but it won't even happen. You're talking shit, saying it's lost around you, 'cause you want it to happen. A creature like you, cut me down, cut me down, cut me down, cut me down. I can't be seen next to you. A creature like you, Philistine, 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 Philistine. I won't be seen next to you. What you just said can't be undone, 'cause it's always gonna happen.
That was Little You, Little Me with their single Bros. If you have a moment, go to the Bandcamp page, listen to their 2017 album in under 14 highly concentrated minutes. Great little album. So you're listening to Instant Breakfast New Brunswick on CHSR Radio 97.9 FM. I am your host this morning, John Heinstein. Next, we're going to move to St. John, well, St. Martin's really, with West Jagoe. who has put out a great album here in 2018 called, of course, St. Martin's, which I just learned was originally called Quaco. And this album, I mentioned the historical because this album itself is inspired by the history of St. Martin's, which, this is a fact that I just learned, was the second largest shipbuilding site in New Brunswick and the third largest in Atlantic Canada. I think they built almost 600 ships over the course of the shipbuilding projects there. He has another historical release called St. John that's coming out soon this year also. So he's writes songs loosely based on historical things that happened in St. Martin's. He's backed by the St. John band Mason's Tender. And we're going to listen to a tune off this album called Murder in St. Martin's, which is not actually about a murder. It's about a murder of crows, which is the name for a flock of crows, a murder. There's a tune about nailing a crow to a tree to scare off the other birds, I guess, kind of like a scarecrow. He calls this his punk rock song. It's slightly heavier than some of the others, which are sort of soft folk tunes. It's a great little tune. Let's listen to this. Wes Jagoe, Murder in St. Martin's.
Thus he told a friend who told a friend of a friend, don't go back again. They fire us, they kill us, nail us to a tree, but we don't win. But we'll get over it. Miss Candy's clothes hanging out in the rain, swear down, messed up everything. And Martha's husband drunk out in the stew. This time we really let loose, and we know everybody knows. We take what's deep. We have an eye for the shiny thing. Who's on late ship tonight? Take what you can and travel light. Back of the woodpile, stacked so neat. Scared sweet Heidi out of her seat. Buzz the goat eating grass, hopped on over to the cold pages track. Miss Candy's clothes hanging out in the rain, we swept down, messed up everything. And Martha's husband drunk out in the stew. Well, this time we really let loose, and we know everybody knows. What's a winged robber supposed to do? Put us in a pie, magical stews. Thus he told a friend who told a friend of a friend, don't go back again.
That was Wes Jagoe on his 2018 album St. Martin's with a tune called Murder in St. Martin's. So next we are going to play a tune from DenMother, who in 2018 came out with a brand new album called Past Life. Kind of an experimental, really minimalist electronic music. DenMother is a solo project by Sabara Pilon, originally from Toronto, I believe, and now living in Fredericton. She's released this song on the Counting Downstairs label, which is a highly alternative label run by Eric Hill of Backstreet Records in Fredericton. The purpose of that label is to play the weirdest, most inaccessible stuff possible and, introduce new sounds to people who otherwise might not get exposed to it. It's a safe place of sorts for electronica. Here's a really great quote from I Had an Accident Records about Sabara Pilon's music. Textured layers of synth drones, booming bass, and echoing vocal loops provides the sometimes chaotic, sometimes angelic ebb and flow of energy. DenMother's voice channels emotional turmoil and momentarily separates you from reality. I really like all of DenMother's music, but there's something about this particular tune off of Past Life. It's called All Black. Feels like in this tune, everything she's aiming for really comes together and even exceeds the target. So let's listen to this. All Black off the album Past Life by DenMother.
I have blood on my hands. My knees are dirty. My clothes are ripped to shreds. And I still love you. The sun is beating down now on my burned body. My pockets are empty. And I still love you. My knuckles are raw, yeah, from all that fighting. My throat is sore, but I still love you. My eyes are tired. My face is swollen. I've cried 100 oceans, 'cause I still love you. All back inside. 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 All back
That was DenMother off the album Past Life with a tune called All Black. What a great atmospheric tune. Kind of gets inside you and bounces around, leaves you empty. So we're going to move to Moncton now with another 2018. All this great music has been coming out lately. And here's another example, 2018 album by a band named Which Witch Is Which, called the album Which Witch Is Which. And they are kind of hard rock, punk. They've got a female singer, female drummer. Their drummer, Natalie Paulin, describes the band as Ramones-style punk rock meets Motorhead, and it is very heavy music. It's got big bass lines with catchy guitar riffs and really raw, powerful vocals. We're going to listen to a tune called Intervention, Which Witch Is Which.
Cleaning up your
Yeah, that's Which Is Which with a tune called Intervention. And dust off your hat after that tune and knock you right over. We're running out of time this morning, so I think we're going to play an oldie from 2008 by a band named Olive Green from Fredericton, their album To This Point. Tune called Sidewalk Chalk. You might recognize a couple of these band members. Matt Gillis is the drummer for Fire Rescue. Tace McCavity, bass on Fat Jeebus. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. We'll see you again next Thursday, 8 o'clock. You've been listening to Instant Breakfast New Brunswick on CHSR Radio 97.9 FM. I'm your host this morning, John Heinstein. Here we go, Olive Green with the tune Sidewalk Chalk.
Talking about those younger years, jump rope and hop
But in the meantime,